What's up, guys? DRJ bringing you some Model 1887 shotgun action here on Dome. So the reason why I wanted to level up this shotgun, play with this shotgun, is because I like it because I feel like it has a very slow firing time. It doesn't seem completely gimped. What was the other one that I used? The pump shotgun seems pretty atrocious, although I haven't really used it. I think I used it once and then stopped. I just like the way this one looks. I like it stylistically, and I thought it might be fun to run it when I see what I can get with the damage and extended mags. That said, damage and extended mags are a long way off, and right now I'm running this thing completely buck stank naked. I think that if this was on dedicated servers, it really wouldn't matter if I was running this thing naked. It could be as shitty as it is right now, and I'd be doing just fine. I think it's a real challenge to do semi-well with this thing naked while playing on the piss poor excuse for peer-to-peer that is this game. I actually posted a clip earlier. It was like noob of the day. It's funny, I snuck up on this guy and put my shotgun basically right to his head and tried to shoot him before he turned around. It's nice. No hit regs there. And he turned around, and it was funny. Like he started shooting me before he actually shot me before I shot him. Said I feel like I'm just continually behind the curve on who's getting the first shot off on this game, and I cannot for the life of me understand why. So let's talk about domination real quick here. As many of you saw in those experiment videos, domination, in my opinion, is a completely failed game mode for a variety of reasons. Not the least of which is it encourages. Actually, got hit regs there. It encourages horrific cheese-based tactics, which is, essentially Zerg Rush style, because dying is not penalized in any way, shape, or form. As you saw in those videos, oftentimes, throwing your bodies at a flag, regardless of whether or not you're shooting weapons, is enough to actually take that flag, which is absolutely disgusting and should not be possible in any way, shape, or form. A lot of you guys have brought up that, if you encourage... What the fuck was he shooting at? A lot of you guys have brought up, like, well, if you start, discouraging people from dying even more, won't this game be even worse? And, number one, I have a hard time imagining this game being even worse than it is. I don't know that you can make it worse. I shouldn't say that. I'm sure that you can make it worse, but I mean, it wouldn't be easy. But two, I think that regardless of whether or not it would make the game worse, having it in such a way where deaths are a complete non sequitur in a conquest simulating domination game mode is just simply not an option. It just fundamentally doesn't make any sense. There are other variables that you can tweak to encourage people to want to keep moving or to discourage the mushrooms from just sitting there and being jerk faces. But like I said, having it so that so excuse me, that guy. Look at this guy just prone right in there. Can't see anything. Just facing the corner, just sitting, chilling. Made the cardinal mistake. I don't play this game as much as I should of attempting to run out of the tunnel of no return here. This is a tunnel that you never ever run out of because it has way too many vantage points into it. Whoops. Anyway, so like I said, regardless, that guy took a full blast at chest and didn't die. Regardless of whether or not, like I said, that it even made the game worse than it is, it simply should not be, like I said, an option to not have deaths matter, or to have death not matter, rather. Anyway, to me, it takes out a lot of the fun of the game. Played so many fantastic matches of Battlefield back in the day, where especially competitive-wise, it all came down to 2 tickets, literally. Matches were decided based on even a handful of single-digit tickets. Because both the sides of those maps are so balanced. Like, once you were to play and swap sides, I don't want to say it was a given that you were going to win with one of the sides, but some of the maps was so slanted towards one side it wasn't whether or not you could win as both sides, because it wasn't an option, but how badly you won with that one side. And like I said, it came down to decision via tickets. You know, every kill mattered, every death mattered, and it was a lot of fun. It was, and just have a lot of good memories. You know, even games like League of Legends, you know, they have, like I said, they have it to where tickets matter. You can't just reserve and throw yourself at those points. Like I said, that argument that wouldn't that discourage people from like capping flags or whatever, and so therefore it shouldn't be changed. You know, like I said, it's a bit of a moot point, because it just cannot simply be in the game, because if it is in the game, what should be happening is that everybody should be Zerg rushing in this all the time if everybody cared about winning. But the reality of it is nobody really gives a fuck about winning at all in this. They just want to run around and kill people, and domination is just there. Got hit Regs yet again. Domination is just there as an excuse to facilitate that fucking maniacal bloodlust. Like I said, it's I think one of the challenges, you know, thinking about if I were going to be the one designing the game, I think it's a real challenge to sort of integrate the game mode in such a way that it encourages people to want to play and want to win that game mode. By the way, look at all those. So I just had 3 grenades go off around me. Fap King, you're dead, and shot the boards. Of course, killed by fucking dual Kimbos. You know, it's like I said, you know, even playing Battlefield. So one of the things that we oftentimes joked around with each other about is, you know, camping dildos and who's playing like a pussy that day, because it's more than possible to sit around in, say, Battlefield and do similar things that you can do in this game, and basically camp flags as people continually spawn into them, as opposed to rushing in and taking the flag. You know, you came across similar issues, but to a much lesser extent in Battlefield, because people noticed that, you know, obviously moving in to take a flag means you have a much greater percentage chance of dying. And nobody likes to die. It doesn't matter what game it is, or how many kill streaks are there, or death streaks, or anything. People do not like dying. I mean, it seems like it should be common sense. So in Battlefield, you often ended up with the majority of players who sat around all day long, and that was a pretty lucky kill. Who sat around all day long and, like I said, would just camp and shoot outside of flags and gather those kills. You know, and when we were playing competitive Battlefield, what made, you know, it's funny going so. Well, first of all, what made one good? I guess sorry, even before that. By the way, as far as in-game stuff goes, right now, this started off like a chain of being. I just could not. Well, now we're getting EMP'd like fucking hell. I think we're gonna get EMP'd almost to the end of the round continually, which is fantastic. Multiple guys are, I'm assuming, running it. Yeah, continually flash, conked, stuns, love it. So one of the things that set good teams from bad teams was basically how much you capped flags. And it's really there was a big challenge in competitive Battlefield, because it was really hard to play competitive BF and switch that sort of whatchamacallit, switch in your mind, flip that switch in your mind, and you know, say like fuck score, I'm just going to cap points. And it was funny, even though, you know, Zerg Rush, it wasn't exactly Zerg Rush tactics, but at the end of the day, like, you don't have the luxury of playing defensively and shooting people and spawning, or basically spawn camping people outside of their flags if they have ticket bleed on you. That you know, it's just short. You can't kill enough people in enough time to make up for the fact that they have bleed on you. So you have to have that bleed, and from there you can try to lock down those points and you know, do some camping. But like I said, it was funny. Like every time it came time to play a match, you know, before you go play that match, you know, you really got to remind yourselves that, you know, KDs do not matter here. Our goal is to take these flags at any cost. And on some level, domination or conquest really do break down to just saying, I don't want to say fuck KD, but, you know, in order to win the game, you have to be willing to, I don't know, sacrifice yourself or, you know, die in order to take those points. oftentimes it meant that, you know, basically one person was going to have to run in there and, you know, more or less be cannon fodder for all those shitheads firing at him, and, you know, your teammates can move on in and, you know, take them out, and then you can capture that point. So like I said, it's really, really tough to design a game mode where it's going to encourage people to want to play that game mode for the sake of playing that mode without just simply focusing on something like kills. You know, like I said, when I tackle my down the rabbit hole video later, I'll go and explain what I think CoD could change to make that more common or more popular, make people more willing to want to do that. But like I said, to a much lesser extent, it was even there in Battlefield and will always be there, I believe, in any conquest style gameplay, unless you provide a variety of different incentives to encourage people to want to go in there and capture those points. And, you know, basically part of what I'm going to be talking about is a lot of those basics we've always talked about. You know, the level design, the weapon damage, the peer-to-peer. That was a fantastic kill. You know, it's funny, having played Black Ops on PC and this one, it's so fantastic playing with 6 people, but that peer-to-peer it's just a whole other ball game, and it's wow. It's like I said, it's very frustrating. So there you go. You can see there's a couple guys in the opposite team, 13-38, like multiple guys that are running like -1 to 2 or -1 to 3 KDs. Like, these guys are doing worse than when we were just throwing our bodies at the flag. That's what it takes to win domination. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, not a fantastic match, but you know, it is what it is. So I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more.